Hello, Internet. So I'm here to do a video that's very much out of my comfort zone and something that I don't think I've ever done in this channel before. I mean, I know I've mentioned makeup, but I've never really done a video that had anything to do with makeup. But my friend posted this video the other day called the Makeup Book Tag or Makeup Book Challenge, I think, something like that. And it looked really fun, and I do like makeup, so I figured I'd just give it a try. So let's get started. I'm gonna have all the questions down below, so if any of you would like to do it, please feel free. I'm not very good at makeup. I just do it from time to time. I don't usually do full face, so let's begin. All right, so first off, I'm going to be looking off screen over here because I'm at work and my mirror's over this way, and if I want to at least look somewhat decent, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on my reflection. And let's see, what questions do we start? Oh, take off the glasses first. That's always a good start. I'm blind. Okay, so pardon my squinting because I have to read the questions and I have no eyes. Primer. So first I'm gonna start with my new, everyone says, I believe the way you pronounce it is NYX. I always just call it NYX because I don't care. Angel Veil Primer. I use two different primers, one for my face and one for my eyes because different types of skin. But anyway, the subject for primer is pick a book that left a lasting impression. So my pick is Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. And I picked that book mostly because I only just recently started getting into like queer lit and things like that. And there is specifically one quote from that book that really gets used a lot. And it's something to do with like white shouldn't be the default any more than straight shouldn't be the default. There shouldn't even be a default. I'm paraphrasing, but that quote, being a queer woman of color, like really, you know, hit the nail on the head for me. 2, foundation. So I'm going to be using this. I just got a new foundation, Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless, because I'm greasy. The subject for this is pick your favorite first book in a series. Now, I don't read a lot of series. I did not know this until just recently when I was trying to answer this question. And I'm trying to avoid using Harry Potter simply because, like, I would use a Harry Potter answer for everything. And so what I decided to do was go through the series that I did, and I did find I had a couple that I had read. So my favorite first book in a series is William Shakespeare's The Phantom of the Menace. Now, if you're not familiar with that, don't be surprised because a lot of people haven't heard of it. It's basically the Star Wars saga in play form using like Shakespearean style language, and it is hilarious. Now, the reason why I really like is something that I found funny. I mean, like, I always liked the droids in Star Wars, but I find that in this format they're even better just because it's specifically R2-D2, and they have, I mean, pages and pages of R2-D2's asides, like him talking to himself, where in the movies it's all just a bunch of beeps and clicks and everything, but in here, like, they write out exactly what each of those means, and R2-D2 is sassy. Next is concealer. Now, I have concealer, but I usually never, ever use concealer because I've yet to find one that's good. I have really weird yellowy skin tone, so it's really hard for me to find anything that matches anything. So concealer is pick a character that you would get rid of. Now, this is probably going to be controversial because, let's be real, anything that has to do with this character is controversial. So I did go with one Harry Potter answer, and this is it. Now, this may surprise you because I'm not going to pick Umbridge. Why? Even though I hate Umbridge, is because she's an essential part of the story, and she is a great villain. She's just, there's no one I think that truly loves her and thinks she's good. Anyway, the person that I want to get rid of is Snape. Now, the reason why I love Snape, I think he's an amazing character. He's very, very flawed, and there's good and bad about him. The reason why I want to get rid of him is because there, even after all these years, people still have to fight and scream and just like, I mean, I have seen some flat out rude comments and fights on Facebook between people who are like normally very nice and docile and everything, and they are just like, fuck you, Snape is the best, or fuck you, Snape is the worst. And it's horrible, and I'd really like that to just like not be an issue in the Harry Potter fandom anymore. So yeah, I would want to get rid of Snape. I apologize. I know he's pretty integral to the story too, but I think, you know, there are workarounds. You can get away from that. Okay, so number 4, powder. And for my powder, I'm going to use Ben Nye Luxury Powder, beige suede. So now that I've finished baking, let's dust this stuff off. And then I will start doing my face powder. And the question for powder is, pick your favorite last book in a series. The book that I picked was Mockingjay because, you know, I think I'm fairly certain that the Hunger Games trilogy is actually the first dystopian series that I've ever read. So it really, you know, it really impacted me. Like, when I got to the second book, I did not go to sleep and stayed up all night just so I could finish reading it because it was that good. I really liked it. I liked how they wrapped it up, and I thought it was good, and I was happy, so that was my favorite of the last books. Now, give me a couple minutes so I can finish my powder, y'all. Okay, so number 5, eyebrows. Look, I don't do my eyebrows. I don't pluck my eyebrows. I got a couple little unibrow things going on here. So I literally have no eyebrow product, nor was I. And I wasn't going to go get eyebrow product because just this is my eyebrows, okay? So I'm just going to answer the question and we'll move on. Number 5, eyebrows, was a book that you think everyone should read. Now, this book I chose is probably my all-time favorite book, which I've said before and other things, and that's To Kill a Mockingbird. I feel like anybody of any race needs to read that book and think about what it must be like to be in someone else's skin. As old as this book was, with the issues that, you know, a lot of these race laws have all been, you know, outlawed. And there's no more rules about interracial marriage or anything like that in our country, at least. It's still so effing relevant, and it's sad that it's still so relevant. And, you know, everyone needs to read To Kill a Mockingbird and to learn how to be a good human being from Atticus Finch. Eyeshadow. So I'm going to use my Anastasia, everyone says it different, whatever, Beverly ABH Modern Renaissance palette. I had been really obsessed with my Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette, but that's just so big and bulky that this is what I'm going to use for this. And I'm going to either speed it up or cut it in half, just because it usually takes me like, my eyeshadow is the one thing that I usually do, you know, my eyes, and it usually takes me a while, so it's going to be a long thing. But the question is, pick a book that has your favorite colors on the cover. Now, my favorite colors are pink and purple, so I picked I Am Princess X, which is an amazing book, and also, you know, it's a cute cover. So that's that, and I'm going to start doing my eyes. Like I said, my eyes usually take a long time, so I'll probably either speed it up or let you see from time to time what I'm doing.
I don't care what my teachers say. I'm gonna be a supermodel.
And I literally just remembered that I'm wearing glasses, so I'm gonna go with just something minimal.
Supermodel, and my hair will shine.
And if you ever want to know why beauty gurus tell you to use like the Fix Plus or any sort of setting spray for certain shimmer shadows while you're applying them, this is why. This is dry application, and I packed a lot on the brush. This is like a couple of sweeps with the brush with a wet tip, and look at the difference, okay? That pop. That is why they say use a wet brush when applying these shimmer shadows. And I realized that I said I wasn't going to worry about it because I'm wearing glasses, but if I'm going to do it, might as well do it well, right? Alright, well, I guess that's good for now. I mean, is what it is. Like I said, I'm wearing glasses, so. Okay, so number 7, eyeliner. pick a dark and mysterious book. Well, for my eyeliner, I'm using, what am I using? Normally I use Kat Von D, but I ran out and I've been trying other ones because I don't like ordering online and paying shipping, but I can't really find anything that's as good, so I'm going to be switching back. But this is Too Faced Sketch Marker. You're So Too Faced. It's black, I guess. I don't know what the color is. Yeah, it's just black. And my problem with this one was I could not think of any books that were dark and mysterious, so I like texted my friend who did this video, McKinley's Bookshelf. I'll link her channel down below. If you're really into books, you should watch her because she reads a ton. I was just like, I can't really think of anything dark and mysterious. And she like kind of eye rolled me in the emoji and was just like, Melanie, you read a shit ton of true crime books. Are none of those dark and mysterious? And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess they are, huh? So the one that I decided to pick was Did They Really Do It? From Lizzie Borden to the 20th Hijacker. And it's basically all sorts of quote-unquote unsolved crimes from way back in the day to up to now, you know, high-profile cases and stuff that have gone cold where they don't have a definite suspect. Like, you know, with Lizzie Borden, almost all historians are basically of the opinion, yes, she did it, but there's no conviction. They can't try her. There's no solid proof because, you know, supposedly the evidence was done. But anyway, it's, you know, all about questioning whether or not the main suspect did it or somebody who they cleared did it. And, you know, it's really interesting, and I'm paranoid, so I really love like conspiracy theories and all that. So I'm going to do my eyeliner off camera because I'm going to try and do a wing, and that takes forever. Be back. Okay, so eyeliner done, except as typically always happens, they don't match, but whatever. Okay, so number 8, mascara. I am going to use Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara from Kiko Milan or Kiko Milano. I don't know, something like that. It's a brand that Kathleen Lights has always talked about, and when I was in Vegas, they had a store in the mall, and so me and my friend got them. Oh yeah, there it is, Kiko Milano. Anyway, I really, really like this mascara. It's really good, and the thing is, pick a long book. So, my book is Alexander Hamilton by Chernow, I think is how you say his last name. And I got it on audio, and it was like really, really, really long. And I got about a third of the way through the book before I realized that I just did not care that much. You know, it was interesting. Alexander Hamilton is a cool guy. He did a lot of cool stuff. He led a very interesting life. But I just really don't care. Just because I like the musical does not mean that I really give a shit about the person. But yeah. So that's that. I really like this mascara because it like makes my eyelashes so big that it almost looks like I'm wearing falsies. So I realized that editing this video is really going to be a pain in the ass. Mascara done. Oh, let's fix this. Although anybody who's seen my videos is kind of used to the little hair wings I get. Okay, number 9, blush. Pick a book that had some cringe-worthy romance. Well, the book that I picked is the book that I'm currently reading, A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. Any of you who are familiar with the show or the books know that a brother and sister are in love with each other and hook up and do lots of nastiness. So yeah, that's the book that I chose. So I am using, oh sorry, I had to show. I'm using this e.l.f. It's like a blush bronzer duo kit thing. I got it because I don't have blush. I don't usually use blush. And again, with most of the products that I use, it takes a long time for me to find something that actually works on my skin tone and complexion. And this does not really work, but I'm going to do it anyway. As you can see, there is literally no change. There's no color being added to my cheeks. I do need to find something because I need some sort of blush coloring, but we're just going to make do with what I have. So number 10, highlighter. Highlight is something that I've only just recently gotten into because I have very textured, I mean, this whole video is basically me complaining about my skin tone and my complexion and everything, but deal with it. I have very textured skin. I have a lot of acne issues. I have a lot of very huge open pores, skin damage from acne over the years because I am very greasy. Just so I don't usually highlight because I have issues. Most of the highlights are usually way too light for me. So they look like I have like a white line on my face. They look ridiculous, or they really, really accentuate the texture of my skin, which you don't want that. You don't want to look even more bumpy than you already are. But one highlight that I found that is, while it's still a highlight and still, but it's not very glittery because the glitter accentuates all that, is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder, which, you know, everyone was raving about these last summer when they first came out, and they just came out with 4 new shades. I'm gonna get a couple, but this one is, it's the darker one, Precious Petals Mega Glow highlighter. So I just kind of add a little because I'm not like these girls that can be glowing from space. So yeah. What is that? Pick a book that brightened your day. So I had a hard time with this too because most of the stuff that I read tends to deal with like social problems and things like that, and they're not like the cheeriest of books. So I was having a hard time thinking of something, and I had to go again to my friend McKinley because she knows more about me than I do myself. And I ended up picking Lola and the Boy Next Door by Stephanie Perkins, which that is another series, but my favorite book in that series is the middle book, so I couldn't pick that for one of the other ones, but it was perfect that it worked out for here. Now, Lola and the Boy Next Door is book 2 in the Anna and the French Kiss series, which I don't know why they call it that. They should have called it something else because Anna and the French Kiss is the first book, Lola and the Boy Next Door is the second book, and I'm completely blanking on the last one. But anyway, there's 3 of them and they're all, you know, within the same reality, and they are all somehow intermingled in a way. And they're just really cute, short, fun, well-written books, you know, YA, but it's not like crap or trash or anything. So if you like that kind of stuff, I would recommend them. They're all really good. A lot of people really like Anna and the French Kiss more than the others, but like I said, I like the second one the best. And that's why I picked that. Number 11 is Lipstick, your favorite book kiss. Now, I'm not really exactly sure why, but I discovered this combination yesterday and I really, really, really liked it. Now, what I did was I found a lip liner. Don't judge me for my makeup brands, okay? I like a lot of different stuff. This is the Kylie Lip Kit pencil only in the shade Kristen. And I put this on and fill my lips first, and then I used this ColourPop Lippy Sticks in the matte finish Grunge, which is like a dark brown, and this is like a pink. And the combination of the 2 of them together, I just really, really like. So I'll be right back. All right, so that's the lip pencil in Kristen. And now I'm going to be using Grunge, which as you can see is like a dark brown. Then I kind of mix it together. And I don't know, I just really like the way it looks once they're mixed together in this like mauve-y, winey, berry kind of color. And I just like it, so yeah. Okay, so my favorite book kiss. Now this was a little bit difficult to think of, but I was thinking and I remembered The Symptoms of Being Human. I really liked that book. The part that I really, really love about it is throughout the entire book, the author never states what gender body this person was born in, and I think that's great. At first I find myself like, well, what gender were they born? What gender body were they born in? Blah, 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 you know? And then it was just like, no, they're not going to say because it doesn't matter. It's just the story of Riley and how Riley got acceptance-ish from their family and stood up for what they believed in and finally became comfortable with the fact that they were completely gender neutral and that was okay. And in that book, Riley and Beck kiss at one point. Spoiler alert, I guess. And that is one of my favorite book kisses. And now I really, really, really want to reread that book because it's really good. Anyway, this is my full face makeup. That's all I have for you. I do have some unboxings coming up because that's kind of all I normally do. And I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye.